Hello folks, y'all are doing well, I hope, and I hope most of you are out of the path of the oncoming hurricane. I don't remember the name of it. I'll put it in the title of the video or the description. But those of us who are in the path and have no intention of leaving or for whatever reason can't leave, which I should be alright where I'm at. I don't think it's ever flooded here where I'm standing except for the flood of Noah. I mean, there may be some other times throughout history that aren't recorded where this area flooded. But anyway, on to the point. You know, there's a lot of price gouging and stuff like that goes on during major, I don't want to call it a crisis because it's not a crisis yet, but during major events, hurricanes, earthquakes and stuff like that. And I saw it yesterday. Let's see, what was yesterday? Yesterday was Tuesday, so today, all right, so it's Wednesday. All right, so Sunday and Monday, fuel prices, say diesel fuel was in the $2.50 a gallon range, $2.49, $2.50, something other like that. May even have been $2.47 a gallon. You know, and they always tack that 9/10 of a cent on the end of that. But yesterday I went to get fuel, and over the course of just a few hours, it went from the we'll just say $2.49 up to $2.99. I realize that's only 50 cents a gallon, but you know, when you're buying 50 gallons of diesel fuel, 50 cents a gallon, I mean, how much money is that? You know, that's what, 25 bucks, isn't it? That's a lot of money. I think my math is right. Half a dollar times 50. Yeah, I mean, that's 25 bucks. That's a lot of money for somebody like me. But not only that, you know, I listen to the radio, and I'll go and tell you, I listen to talk radio, and it's still early in the morning. Well, I say early in the morning. It's early for me, you know, 9, 10 o'clock, somewhere in that neighborhood. I come out, and the first thing I hear is Glenn Beck on the radio talking about the storm, and then promoting his sponsor, which is one of those, you know, order these food kits from us, and it's guaranteed for, you know, 10,000 years or however long it's good for. I don't know, I think they're good for like 25 years or something or another, which I don't care what their guarantee is, I'm not going to trust it after a year or so. But, you know, people take these opportunities to fearmonger and try to goad people into buying these things based on fear. Now, being in the path of the storm such as I am, you know, and I'm inland, you know, I'm not way inland. I'm between Raleigh and the coast. So, you know, I live in North Carolina. So it's gonna hit here before it hits Raleigh, you know, and we're already starting to feel some outer ribbons of overcast, or cloud cover, I should say, and even yesterday afternoon we picked up a little bit of rain. I'm not sure if it's from the outer bands of the hurricane or from a storm system coming up from the Gulf of Mexico, you know, down there between Texas and Florida. But I'm pretty sure that the hurricane is affecting it. You know, big stuff like that affects the weather worldwide. But, you know, as servants of Yahweh, we're supposed to band together and help each other. Even those who deny Yahweh and those who don't serve Him, those who serve Lucifer, and, you know, anyone who does not serve Yahweh serves Lucifer, period. There's only two camps. There's good and evil. There is no in between. Well, I don't believe in God, but I'm not doing evil to other people. Well, no, if you don't believe in God, you are serving the devil, period. There's no other options about it, whether you deny it or not. You know, you might not believe in the devil, but he certainly knows you exist. So anyway, back to talking about the storm here. Now, I don't remember if I've said this, but I'm not concerned, because Yahweh will protect me, or Yahweh will call me home. You know, or I say call me home, I mean to Abraham's bosom, actually. Now, no, I'm not supposed to be stupid, and yes, I'm supposed to be prepared, but the thing is I stay in a constant state of preparedness anyway. No, I don't have 50 years of food stockpiled, and I don't have a bunch of other things that people in the doomsday prepper mentality prepare themselves with. You know, I can protect myself, and once the food I have runs out, I have the means to provide for myself. But this storm isn't going to come to that. I'm pretty sure it's not anyway. But in the aftermath, there are going to be people that are in need, you know, and they're going to need more than just a bowl of soup and a blanket. You know, there are going to be all levels of need. There are going to be some people that just need to restock their house because the power went out and they lost everything in the refrigerator. So, but otherwise they're unaffected. You know, and I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm not concerned about it, but I have a lot of equipment that I can go out and help these people in need with. You know, I have a dump truck, I have a backhoe, and you know, they're legal to drive on the road. You know, I've got tags and everything on them, and you know, the trailer to haul tobacco around with. I've got chainsaws, pole saws. I've done electrical work for a living, so you know, I've been to school for that. So there are a multitude of ways that I can help, and will be happy to do so, you know, without making any money. But people have to realize that the chainsaws take gas and bar oil. The dump truck takes diesel fuel and engine oil, and you know, other maintenance requirements and whatnot to keep it in repair. And the backhoe takes fuel to run, and other, you know, engine oil and whatnot. In fact, I need to go check that. I got them all fueled up yesterday, you know, in preparing for the oncoming storm. But I say all this not because I want folks to give me money for helping them or anything like that, but you know, how much fuel am I supposed to burn? Because I'm almost out of money. Literally, I've got very little money left to purchase fuel with. I got a little bit of extra fuel that I'll carry with me should I need to go out for any reason during or after the storm. But and I know that there are emergency services, and the government's going to come in and help and take care of things also. You know, but how much, you know, am I supposed to continue to run my machines until they run out of fuel on site? Or do I stop working before I run out of fuel to ensure that I have enough fuel to get my equipment back to the house? I mean, if I run out as I pull into the driveway, that's fine. Or will there be some means to provide fuel as long as I continue working? You know, and I wouldn't mind being, for lack of a better way to put this, conscripted by the government in cleanup efforts. And again, I'm not looking for compensation for my time, but got to keep my equipment running. That's my concern, you know, because there will be Red Cross and stuff like that around to provide meals for those who have been displaced or hurt by the storm, and for the volunteers who are in place cleaning up and whatnot. So, you know, that's not even a concern. So, you know, and going back to this other stuff, you know, listening to the Glenn Beck show when I come out this morning, I don't know if I mentioned the name earlier or not, and he started promoting that, whatever it is, buy this food that lasts forever. Guess what? The storm's supposed to hit tomorrow. So it's too late to be ordering that stuff. Shouldn't he be making public service announcements, like telling evacuees where to go, and, you know, looking up what the evacuation requirements are? You know, like there's a town not too far from where I live at that flooded in the last 2 hurricanes, and then when Floyd came through, and I think it was 1999, so it's been, what, 19 years ago, which that was supposed to be the 100-year hurricane that flooded everything around here. And then here we go, 17, 18, 19 years later, we have 2 hurricanes in a row that flood everything in the same area. So that goes to show you man's ability to predict the weather and whatnot. So, but you know, something else too, it's difficult even to go on the internet and find anything about the storm. Or let me rephrase that. You can go on the internet and get information overload without finding anything reliable. I mean, where do you go to get up to the minute, or at least as close to up to the minute information on something like that? You know, I've been to Fox, I've been to ABC, just doing general Google searches. I've tried to find the Weather Channel and all kinds of stuff, and what I get are more advertisements than actual information about the oncoming storm, which just goes to show you that these people couldn't care less about lives. They care about trying to make money with their advertisements as much as they can before the storm hits, because the majority of them are probably out of harm's way anyway. So anyway, I've kind of rambled on enough about this, and I apologize if I give the impression that I'm concerned about money, because I'm not. You know, I want to help people, but it costs money to run the equipment. Literally, it costs money to run the equipment, because, you know, you have to keep fuel in them, which are, you know, all those things that I mentioned a while ago. So, you know, keep that stuff in mind. I don't care if you want to hand me money or not. I'm not interested in money. Now, if you were to come up to me with a gallon of fuel or 5 gallons of fuel or something other like that while I'm out working, now that would tickle me a whole lot more than money, because that shows that you understand the cost of what's going on. You know, you understand the cost of getting this work done. You know, whether it's your property, somebody else's property, whatever. So, anyway, there it is. Yahweh bless. Just stay safe from the storm. I reckon I'm gonna have to call the sheriff's department to see what the mandatory evacuation areas are. I doubt that I'm in a mandatory evacuation area. So again, Yahweh bless. Remember Acts 17, 10 and 11, and 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 15, and Proverbs 18:13 and 18:21. Especially right now, remember Proverbs 18:21. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. which there's more to it than that. You need to go look it up. You need to understand it. You know, don't worry about this oncoming storm. Don't stand around and talk about how you're going to lose everything, because if you stand around and talk about it, there's a high probability that it's going to happen. I don't worry. I trust Yahweh. There's no need to worry, because tell me one thing in all of creation that worrying ever changed? Nothing. So anyway, be safe, and I hope to see you all in the kingdom of heaven.